The year's 1879, but the history's not our own. Everything changed on July 3rd, 1863, during the Battle of Gettysburg. The dead rose up, the shadows darkened, and a reckoning had begun. Humanity's worst nightmares now walked the waking world. Everything seemed to be headed to hell in a handbasket. Humanity, however, was more resilient than the terrors expected. A secret war began between the darkness and those who would stand against it. A few sturdy folks from all walks of life, from schoolmarms to nuns, from snake oil salesmen to steadfast soldiers, and children to old coots, have risen up to stand between their fellow humans and creatures born in the very pits of hell. Some were fated to fall, but others stood firm. For the next hour or so, sit back and listen to the stories of horror and heroism, recounting of the sacrifices these unsung heroes have made. Enjoy these tales from the Deadlands. Be warned, however, these tales are not for the faint of heart.
Hello, and welcome once more to the Knights of the Smith Dinner Table actual play production, finally, of Tales from the Deadlands. We are finally back, folks. Sorry for the long hiatus, but life just kept happening.
And happening.
Okay, someone might be listening to this for the first time, and they'll be like, what are you talking about? So thanks for ruining it for them.
I was getting there.
I mean, they could see date stamps on things. Stop insulting our listeners' intelligence, Cheryl.
She still believes that you and Nick are the only ones who listen.
That's fair.
Yeah, that is pretty fair.
Never mind.
Insult my intelligence. That's fine.
Ever climbing numbers that we're getting on our podcast. Carrier. I can't remember what they're called.
Distributor?
Distributor, that's it. The ever climbing numbers. I cannot thank all of you who have stuck with us enough and kept listening and bringing new people in. We are closing in on 8,000 downloads for this show alone.
That's crazy.
Right? So for those of you who don't know, who might be joining in, the first thing you're going to notice is that if you listen to our previous episode, episode 20, and then listen to this one, the audio is going to be much better. We got a much better recording setup in the time frame between. It's been 22 months, 23
something
months,
ridiculous. Maybe? But either way, I sounded great before.
You did. I was the one who sounded terrible, and I really think it was the recording program I was using.
It's probably why we had so many downloads. People were trying to hear you.
Could be. But Cheryl and I moved across the state to the exact opposite corner of everybody else. We've changed jobs. I now work for a private EMS that also does 911. Cheryl's teaching at a different school. Mike has moved, and Mike has had some big changes in his life.
Yep.
And I think, Nick, you're the only one who hasn't had major life changes. Am I right?
I mean, besides the finally getting my knee investigated, no.
Yeah. So it's all our fault, but not Nick's.
You'll also notice that we are a couple of members short.
Yes. So sadly, life is still going on for Luke, the gentleman who does our intro that you'll hear before you hear my not so dulcet tones, and Pam, who played Doc Tilly. Life has happened. We understand real life. Taking care of your family and yourself is far more important than playing a game. Matter of fact, that's what I was doing before we started recording tonight, helping my wife take care of the kids and getting stuff set up for this, and probably annoying my wife. I'm really good at annoying my wife.
Yeah.
No comment?
I don't argue with the truth.
So we wish Luke and Pam the absolute best, and we hope to see them back at some point in the future, whenever they're ready. However, in the future, maybe the next episode, maybe the episode after that, we are bringing in a couple of new folks who, if you watch our live stream, won't be new to you at all. They are Dave and Mabel from Atomic Ninja Studios. They play Paul and Rihanna, I think is her character name, is Mabel's character. They are both amazing role players, and I really look forward to Nick and Mike and Cheryl getting to play alongside them.
More new people for Daisy to torment. Maybe she'll like them more than she likes Charles. One could hope.
Could be. But I think Daisy has a special place in her heart for Charles.
Chuck! I love you, Chuck.
We haven't started yet.
To get to the... to get moving forward, this episode is brought to you by, of course, Poppets Coffee. If you love coffee, head on over to poppetscoffee.com and order yourself some of the best coffee in the land.
They deliver.
The other thing you may notice tonight is you are going to see the dice fly, the digital dice fly across your screen, but we are rolling real dice. And then using the Foundry's new manual dice rolling system to throw it in. So that way we don't have to do any of the math. The program will still do the math, but we are going to roll our math rocks. Oh, that was an ace. I shouldn't have wasted that.
Good.
Roll another ace. Get him out of the way now.
Speak for yourself. I'm still using the digital dice because I'm sitting here in the dark.
I mean, I got a nice light over my head. Nice streaming light, and I need to set the other one up on the other side so that way I get a more balanced lighting effect. But
I'm not fancy. I'm a poor person, James. I have a case of the pores. My system is it shows that.
That's okay.
These are really kind of cute. The pink dice with the Knights logo on it.
So all of the players that you will see tonight have their own Knights of the Smith dinner table official dice. Now, it took us forever to get them.
Not the company's fault.
It was not the company's fault. We got them from Norse Foundry as part of our partnership. It was not Norse Foundry's fault, but it took almost a full year before we got them. And if you see me at a convention or see one of the other guys at the conventions, ask us there. I'm not going to throw the dirty laundry out here. As I said, it absolutely was not Norse Foundry's fault. The dice are absolutely gorgeous. And if Cheryl was on, I would have her show off the
You want me to?
camera.
I can pop on for a moment.
You don't have a camera up there right now. I got a camera for you.
Oh, your camera doesn't work up here?
No, there's no camera in that laptop.
There sure is a hole for it.
There's a hole for it.
Wow, we're starting early. Let's see.
The only thing is, I thought my 4 was a 7, and I thought on my D6.
Rotate it around a bit, Mike.
Let me get.
Hold on. Let me enlarge Mike here. So for those of you who can see, there we go. Oh,
focus.
Oh, back up. There it is.
Right there.
There it is. It has our shield with the dinner table logo on it in place of the highest die number.
It's not
Look at the
having
number
on
4.
main screen.
Oh, okay.
Look at your D6 and the 4. Flip it upside down. It looks like a 7. So if I roll my D6 and I say I got a 7, please question me.
No,
Okay.
that's definitely a 4.
Yeah,
It might just be the set that she has.
it's fair. But yeah, they are fantastic dice. Norse Foundry did an amazing job as always. And if you want your own Norse Foundry dice, we got a promo code for you.
And also, if you folks are interested and you would like your own set of Knights of the Smith dinner table dice, we are planning in the future to sell them. Yes, since they already have the mold for them, we just have to buy one type of dice to sell rather than multiple different types of dice. But you'll be able to buy them on our website, along with Knights of the Smith dinner table t-shirts, which I hopefully am going to be getting up on the website soon. And I would like to add even more stuff. But if you do want some Knights of the Smith dinner table swag, head on over to our Patreon, where if you sign up at the $5 tier, you will get some nice Knights of the Smith Dinner Table swag from Patreon.
You're talking a lot, James. I think we need to get the show going.
I know.
It's been a while. We're not in the groove yet.
I feel the need to like banter.
He's making up for 23 months, Cheryl.
Yeah.
It's been 84 years.
There we go. It's patreon.com/KnightsmithGames, which is the name of our company, our production company. All right. So, if you forget what happened in the previous episode, go ahead, pop back to episode 20. I apologize for you guys barely being able to hear me, but roll through that and come back and then listen to this episode, because when last we left our weird Western heroes, Chuck and Daisy, at the beginning of this current day, which it's now February 12th, 1880, they decided to go out hunting, and one of their allies, Pennington Smythe.
Yes.
I think that's who it was. Yes, it was Sir Roderick Pennington Smythe. He went out with them. My apologies. Captain Roderick Pennington Smythe. I had to open up his sheet. Has gone out hunting with them. Captain Smythe is one of the members of the Twilight Legion, of which these folks have joined. And he is riding along with them to go out and hunt and try and find some good food. Hopefully, he will be able to bring some success to their hunting trip. And as you guys are riding out,
it's just they ate everything. I'm sorry. I'm still mad about this. Months later, I was not overly loud when we hunted around the city. It's just all these people scared away all the game.
Well,
Chuck walks really loud.
Why don't we dive right into the ride out? You guys are going. You've got the wagon, the rolling restaurant, also known as a Chuck wagon. That expression, Mike, is wonderful. And Pennington Smythe is riding a horse alongside you. And I assume you guys are going to have a nice little discussion on your way out. So please, role play amongst yourselves.
I'm getting in character. I'm sitting here bouncing. We're on our Chuck wagon.
See,
hey,
this
Chuck.
is why you need a camera on, babe, so people can see everything.
I have my old lady pajamas on right now. Like
I know, and that's why I didn't hook the camera up, because you were already in your old lady pajamas.
There's nothing wrong with old lady pajamas, but
thank you. See, James. Hey, Chuck.
What, Daisy?
Think we're gonna find anything today?
I don't know. We gotta get out there. We gotta take a look around. We gotta be very, very quiet.
I know. That's what I told you last time, Chuck. And you were so loud.
You know, I'm sorry that I was loud, but
Chuck, did you see that bird?
No.
What kind of bird was that?
Flying.
No. It was walking.
Start looking around for this walking bird.
It was on a branch.
But
there's a butterfly, Chuck.
Can't eat butterflies, Daisy.
No, but you can appreciate them. My papa always used to say we needed to appreciate the things around us.
Well, I appreciate you.
Aw, Chuck. I appreciate you.
Oh, thanks.
So you remember at breakfast, Chuck?
Mm-hmm.
And you said my aunt wasn't in California?
No, I said she was in California. I agreed with you that she was in California.
Oh, okay. Are we in California yet?
We have been in California for quite some time.
So did we find her?
Maybe. The others are figuring that out while we go hunting.
What's there to figure out?
If she's actually your aunt or not.
Chuck.
What?
Chuck.
Daisy,
Chuck.
Daisy.
Chuck. Up, Chuck, up, Chuck, up, Chuck. Up, Chuck.
I don't like that connotation.
It's pretty fun. You should try saying it.
No, I'm good. Thank you, though. But
okay.
What's your aunt look like?
I don't know.
Precisely. And this person that they're checking out for us. That's why I asked you if you wanted to go find your aunt or you wanted to go hunting. You said you wanted to go hunting. So they're going to go make sure that this is the right person because all she's looking around for is a little blonde girl. Do you know how many little blonde girls there are in the world?
Well, let's see. 1, 2.
Right.
2. I know 2.
You know 2, but how many don't you know?
I don't know.
Precisely.
I think there's only 2 I know.
Yeah, only 2 you know. There's a myriad of those you don't know. I've seen so many blonde girls over the course of traveling out this way that she could be looking for someone named Sandy or Violet or Lilac or something else flower related. So they got to make sure that this person's looking for you. So yeah, that's what they're doing. You could have went too, but you wanted to go hunting.
I do.
Yeah,
I like hunting.
So we'll let them figure that out, and whether or not that is actually your aunt or not, because we don't want to just give you to anyone who says they're your aunt. You might get kidnapped.
Really? You think someone would want to kidnap me?
You know, in a world of infinite possibilities, anything is possible.
What if someone tries to kidnap you, Chuck?
Well, then I have you there to stab them.
I would take care of you, Chuck.
I figured.
I have a question. How do I see my character sheet?
Press C.
Yeah, you just have to click C.
I do, and it types a C in the chat bar.
Oh, click outside of the chat bar.
Okay, I got it.
Well, yeah, I mean, we don't want to just give you to the first person looking for a blonde girl. She didn't even say she's looking for Daisy.
Maybe she forgot my name.
Maybe. But they'll figure it out. We'll go hunting. We get the fun job. They get the work.
Yeah, I don't like work. Hunting is fun. As long as you're quiet.
You know, if you want, we can play the quiet game and see who's the quietest.
I lost.
Gonna have to try a little bit harder.
Did you hear that?
All I'm hearing is you, Daisy. What did you hear?
I heard it.
That was the horse.
Well, I know. What do you think I am? Not dumb.
I would never call you dumb.
No. Did you hear that?
I kind of look over to Smythe with a look of, oh dear God, please save me. No, Daisy, what was that?
I think it was a ghost.
We can't eat ghosts.
But they might eat us.
Nah. We've seen scarier things than ghosts.
Chuck, did you know I can speak French?
I know. I taught you.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I've started to learn? I started to learn Mandarin.
Is that a type of fruit?
I don't think so. It's the language a lot of the people in Shanfan speak. I'm learning it so they could teach me the recipes so I could put them in the restaurant once we get something good to serve, besides just this rice.
I don't think so, Chuck. That's a bad choice.
What's a bad choice?
Taking their recipes.
No, they're going to give them to me. I mean,
But
I'll
how do you know
purchase
you're
them
going to... How are you going to be a good cook from them?
because I'm classically trained, of course.
Oh. I think I'm classically trained.
What are you classically trained at?
Skipping, playing with my dolly, French, shooting. You know what I don't like doing anymore, Chuck?
It's not the quiet game.
That's true. That's not a very fun game.
It's a delightful game. I just don't think you know how to do it right. But what is it you don't like, Daisy?
I don't like trains.
You know, I dislike trains after what we've had this whole way.
You know what I do like, though, Chuck? I like you.
I like you too, Daisy. I like you too.
So we're in California?
Yes, we are at a place they call Shanfan, California.
And my auntie's here?
Possibly. We don't know for certain.
How would we know for certain?
Well, Cole and Doc Tilly and Goodman are going to go have a conversation with her and figure out if you are the little blonde girl she's looking for. And if not, then she's just looking for a different little blonde girl, and that's fine. We'll find your aunt another time.
How do guns work?
You point and click.
No, that's not how they work.
You point it, you click the little thing, and the hammer hits the bullet, and whatever magic they put into the bullet explodes and shoots out.
I don't think it's magic, Chuck. Maybe you should just stick to cooking.
I would love that.
How far out are we now?
So you guys have been traveling for a few hours at this point, and Charles, you can't help but notice that the more Daisy talks, the farther ahead Captain Smythe rides.
And I look at him enviously every time she asks me something off the wall or a name. So often, very often, I look forward and just remember a time when I was not a murderous 8-year-old's de facto parental unit.
Chuck, I'm going to play the quiet game.
Me too.
And as you get farther and farther into the day, Are we
lost?
No, you're following a road currently. I need both of you to give me a notice check.
Okay, you have to walk me through how to do this again. I'm sorry.
All right. So,
Traits.
Oh. yep. And it's going to be your notice. Chuck is coming in with a
5.
5. It did not display on my side. Let's see if it displayed on the viewer screen. It did. Okay. So I'm going to refresh mine. Once you're on your character sheet, you just click the icon to the left of notice and then click roll and then roll your physical dice.
Okay. You said roll.
Correct.
So I do 2d6.
Yep. And you take whichever is higher.
Well, it's because 1d6 plus my bonus dice.
Well, it's your wild die.
Your
That's what it's
wild die, because you are a wild card.
Oh, I got a 6. Do I roll it again?
Reroll that
Mhm.
again because that's an exploding die.
Okay, so I got a 10.
A 10. So type the 10 in for one of those two. Type the other die in for the other one. Click submit. It's going to complain and then close the window.
Even after it complains.
Yep.
Yes.
After it complains, just click on the X to close it.
And then, boom, there's your 10.
All right. And let me get Captain Smythe's notice
Why
check.
did it roll a d4?
Uh,
Oh, maybe that was my.
Okay.
I don't know what it rolled on the screen. I thought one of them
Don't.
was.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what it rolled on the
Okay.
screen. All right. So Captain Smythe has a D10 in notice, and he is indeed a wild card. All right, so I will throw that up. Oh, he would no longer be wounded. All right. So he got that, and there we go. With the Ghost Rock dice. So Captain Smythe looks like he's a little on edge, and Charles, you feel like you're being watched. Daisy, however, you notice that for the past while, there appears to be a raven or a crow, maybe one of the two. You're not sure how to tell the two apart, but you notice that it seems to almost be following you right at the edge of where you could see it. Like it's close enough that you can kind of tell that it's either a crow or a raven, but it keeps like flitting from one tree to the next, just keeping you guys in sight.
Well, I'm playing the quiet game right now, and I'm trying to beat Chuck. So
And I'm just looking around like, because there's something, but I don't know what
Yeah,
precisely.
it's got your hackles up.
I'll just
Mhm.
have the make sure my rifle and shotgun are nearby and just
Okay. Towards the end of the day, you guys set up camp, the three of you. And you do notice that Captain Smythe does seem to be a bit on edge. And he's going to try and get your fire going. He has no troubles getting a good fire going. So that way you guys can stay warm.
I'm looking at him. He looks a little nervous. I feel like something's watching him. Like, given what happened after the train crashed, how restless are the natives around here?
Chuck, I won.
Shit.
Well, that bird over there doesn't like us.
What bird?
Make a notice check at a -2.
I told you,
Yeah.
it's that bird that was walking earlier. And you said, what bird? And I said, the bird that was walking. You said, it's a fly. And I said,
All right,
no.
let's see what Smythe gets.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, okay. You know what? That birds don't like me all the time. I like to fry them.
But I think it's my friend.
You know what?
It just doesn't like you.
Fair. It probably smells what I've done to its brethren on me. Have you ever had fried chicken, Daisy?
Yeah, so I used to have this pet, and we called it her Cluckers. And Cluckers grew up with us, and we used to play with Cluckers. And then one day, Papa he made me get rid of him, and we had some really good chicken that night, and it was delicious.
Okay.
Well, you're not seeing this bird that she's talking about.
Yeah, no, I that's why I just went on. Just said, sure, Daisy.
Yep, both Charles and Smythe got ones modified.
Yep. And so I'm just looking, Dave. Look back at putting this by. So again, how restless are the natives around here?
Not terribly so. The Necessity Alliance lives on the far northern end of the Great Maze.
I don't know what that means.
It's a group of natives who have taken to they've gathered up a bunch of different tribes and are working together just to survive here in the maze. They're far to the north of us yet. Probably, I would say a week or two traveling
Okay, so
north, right at the northernmost end of the maze.
So nothing we should be worried about.
No, not so much. And
see, Daisy, there's not a where Daisy, where'd Daisy go?
Daisy, make a stealth check. For those of you who can't see it, she typed in chat, "Can I go looking for the bird?"
Sorry, am I not supposed to type it in chat? I didn't want to interrupt your.
Nope.
Oh no,
you
that
were
was
fine.
perfect.
Okay.
That was perfect. Since we have the audio only version, I do have to announce stuff like that too.
No, that's fine. So I roll a D8 and a D6.
Correct.
I got a 5.
A 5. All right. Chuck,
Oh, I
go
have
ahead
to
and
put my
make
stuff in
your-
here, right? Does that matter?
no, we know what it is. Chuck, go ahead and make your notice check, and I will do it for Smythe.
Perfect. I wanted to fail that anyway.
Yeah.
Chuck got a 2.
Smythe also got a 2. A D10 and a D6. You would think that he would pass that.
Because those aren't D4s. D4s are your wheelhouse.
I know. They always have been in Deadlands.
And he wasted his ace on the practice roll.
Right?
I did.
But yeah, so I'm like, Daisy, we're not playing hide and seek right now, Daisy. It's dark. We don't know where we are. Ollie oxen free.
So, Daisy, you wander off a little ways. Go ahead and give me a notice check as you're trying to find this bird. And go ahead and throw this one in, so that way everybody who's watching can see it.
I did my last one.
I know.
Oh, I didn't do very good.
You can always spend a Benny. You got 6 of them.
What is this for?
This is to find the bird. So right now, you're sitting at a 3. That's not a success.
How do I spend a Benny?
Click on that Benny button, and then it'll
we
do
go.
the whole dice roll thing all over again.
Right there. Ooh, 2 aces.
There you go.
Nice.
Another one. Another 2 aces, just so you know.
Cheat
I'm not
better.
bad.
That's what I believe.
There's a 3rd ace and a 5.
I think I need to start switching my dice to the
6,
manual
12,
dice so I can cheat like
18.
Cheryl.
You know that my wife cannot lie, right?
I'm aware.
She is a terrible liar.
Painfully aware. Her truth is brutal.
All right. So with a grand total of 23, you stroll out and you catch sight of the bird, and it starts hopping away from tree to tree, and you follow it. And after what feels like forever, you finally catch up to it, and it's sitting on a branch about eye level with you.
I'm staring at it.
And it kind of cocks its head to the side and it goes, "Hello."
Hi, Mr. Birdie.
"Hello."
Will you come with me?
"No." You come?
Yeah, you come.
"No." "You."
Mr. Birdie, Chuck's going to be really upset if I don't make it back. And he's going to make us some dinner, and he's going to make us some mandarins, is what he said. And I think that's probably delicious because Chuck doesn't make bad food. So I can't miss our mandarin food. Plus, I need to learn more French. Do you want to learn some French?
"No."
I'll teach it to you anyway. So, here's the best word. Ready? Murder. Can you say that, Mr. Birdie?
"Murder."
Murder.
"Murder."
Oh, you are so good at French also. Let's go show Chuck.
"No."
Why are you following us, Mr. Birdie?
"Riri."
Riri? Do you know Aunt Riri?
"Yes."
Well, come with us. Chuck will want to know.
"No." "You."
Me?
"Follow."
I don't know, Mr. Bird. Chuck's making mandarin tonight.
"You." "Follow."
Where are we going?
"Riri."
That doesn't help much. We're out hunting. We're looking for food. I want to get a bear.
"No."
Chuck, I think, is looking for a butterfly. He's
Riri.
loud and he doesn't understand. Can we go after we eat?
"No."
Mr. Bird, you're so demanding.
And with that, he flutters off into the sky.
You know I can't fly, Mr. Bird. I'm going to sit down and pout.
Meanwhile, back at camp, are you gonna start hunting for her?
Yes, because she
Smythe will
didn't come
help.
out when I said we weren't done.
This is going to be a survival check as you try and track her.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh, look,
Smythe got
I
an ace.
know how to follow a daisy trail.
All
I got an
right.
11.
On the unskilled.
No, I have survival.
Oh, you do indeed.
Yeah,
He
I
picked
picked
it
it
up so
up.
he could follow Daisy.
Yeah, I picked it up my last novice raise.
Oh, I rolled the wrong die for him. I thought he had a D6 in survival. He has a D12 in survival. That's okay. It came up the same.
That sounds fishy.
And the other one was a 4. All right. And you actually beat out Pennington Smythe.
Well, yeah, I know how to follow Daisy.
And it
Cleaning up her
takes
messes
about
for months.
it takes about an hour to find her. And you find her sitting beneath a tree with some low-hanging branches. And she's sitting there pouting.
Could you not find your bear, Daisy?
The bird.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks I can fly, and I can't fly. Do you think
That's
I
fair.
can be classically trained in flying?
I don't think your feathers have come in yet, Daisy.
Maybe if I try really hard.
Maybe, but let's try it real hard at the campsite because we're out in the middle of nowhere and it's dark and
But
something could be hunting you.
but the bird.
Mm-hmm. What
He
about the
wanted me
bird?
He wanted me to go with him.
Oh, did the bird tell you to follow him?
Smythe
No.
raises an eyebrow.
Yes, he did. I can't lie to you, Chuck. I told him that you were making Mandarin tonight, and he said I needed to go with him to Riri.
And who is Riri?
My auntie from California.
And I'm just kind of like side-eye Smythe.
He's side-eyeing right back.
You know, I don't. Well, then it sounds like the bird was rude. And if he knows your aunt, then your aunt can come and talk to us. Because obviously the bird knows where to find us.
It was a very rude bird. It didn't even say please and thank you.
Well, we don't trust birds with no manners.
And it flew away. I can't fly, Chuck.
Well, it sounds like the bird was trying to lure you somewhere else. Maybe that's not a good bird.
Well, I told you about the bird, and you didn't believe me. You don't ever believe me, Chuck. I don't ever tell you fibs.
I always believe you. I just couldn't see it for myself because you are better at seeing things than I am sometimes, which is why you're so valuable on this hunt because you're going to find
I'm
us all that
classically
game to find.
trained in French and shooting and seeing and talking.
Oh, so good at
And
talking. As I start to herd her back towards campus, she's listing all this off.
walking and riding. Although I don't ride horses. I've never done that, but I think I know how.
You are the best shotgun rider on my wagon I have ever had.
Aww. I give Chuck a big hug. I'm also really good with my dollies.
Mhm.
And I have my harmonica.
Oh, we can't play that though when we're hunting. Otherwise,
No, oh no, Chuck. I
I
know
forgot to
that.
bring that up to you, babe.
no, you did not. You did not forget to bring that up to her.
I will play for you after we get back from hunting, Chuck.
Absolutely. We can have a celebratory harmonica play.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
I hit the wrong button.
I was like, damn, Daisy's wailing on that harmonica.
So she became proficient in harmonica while we were gone.
Yeah. Some
I'm up here
wacky
crying.
harmonica playing. But yeah, just heard her back to camp, and as we're getting close, I whispered us, "My talking birds a thing around here?"
Not that I'm aware of.
Are they a thing around anywhere, Mr. Legionnaire?
It's usually, unless it's like a parrot or a mockingbird, it's usually not very common.
But you're saying it's not impossible.
It's not impossible, no. And I've heard rumors that some folks have taught ravens how to speak.
Daisy, what color was this bird?
Well, so like, I wouldn't go and say that it was bright colored, and it was about this big, and it had eyes and a beak, and it moved
Okay.
its beak when it talked,
But as one would.
and I think its beak was dark.
Okay. So it wasn't like bright colors like red and yellow and green.
No, it was definitely all black.
I'm trying to think. Don't be my voice, James Smith.
That's right.
I wasn't being your voice. I was just letting you know.
You don't think I know what color a raven is?
I had to make sure. Sometimes you surprise me.
Ah.
I would say it was like probably maybe black.
Okay.
Or maybe not. Maybe it was like
And-
dark blue. Or maybe purple.
Okay. And what year is it currently, James?
1880.
Oh, is purple not a
1880.
color in 1880?
Yeah, it
No,
is.
I was going to say, and did it end every sentence with nevermore?
No.
Okay.
That would
The
be a
Raven
weird
was
question,
written in-
Chuck.
Well, there's this poet guy. He wrote a poem about a raven rapping and saying nevermore a few years back.
Nope, not my bird. Mr. Bird was very rude, Chuck. He hurt my feelings. He didn't even want the mandarin you're gonna make.
Well, that's a shame.
Are we back at camp yet?
Yeah, it takes you guys a little while, but you do make it back to camp.
Are there any bears out here?
Well, it's dark out, so you may not want to hunt at night.
What about for night animals?
Or we let those come to us. They see better in the dark than we do.
I'm gonna go get my bed ready. Good night, Chuck.
Good night, Daisy.
Or are we eating first?
Oh, of course, we're going to eat a little something first.
Okay, I'll get my bed ready, but I'll eat and then go to bed.
Okay, that sounds like a good idea because we got a long day of hunting tomorrow.
Aye, aye. Captain Upchuck.
No, he's the captain. I'm just Charles.
Oh.
And as you guys have your dinner, settle in for the night, we go on up to the next morning, back in Shanfan.
Hold on, I have a couple of questions.
I have a couple of answers.
What did you make for dinner, Chuck?
It was just a simple trail stew because I don't know what provisions Smythe brought with us.
Daisy devours whatever it is and tells Chuck, "This Mandarin is so good, Chuck. You are classically chained in Mandarin."
Yes, classically chained. Just look out for Big Chuck's Mandarin cuisine chain coming to you soon.
Okay, that was one question. What was the other one?
Did I bring my dolly?
I would assume so.
Chuck, did I bring my dolly?
It's in the back of the wagon where you keep her.
Okay. I can sleep through the night.
Okay.
Except when I have a scary dream about my bird. And then I go and cuddle up with Chuck. Up with Chuck.
I've missed this game, I thought.
I have missed this game.
I was
And it
thinking I
sounds-
hadn't, but like, I'm enjoying this.
But yeah, so back to Shanfan.
The following morning.
Am I supposed to have a white screen right now?
No? Should be looking at the Deadlands Weird West.
I refreshed
splash.
my screen.
Okay, so let me advance the time a little bit. Whoops. Nope, that was right. And so as you get up with as Cole wakes up with Dillinger and Goodman and Tilly, you guys are in your room, in your common room. And as you guys are enjoying your private breakfast, there's a on the door, Cole.
Don't be too loud and wake the children for real.
So gonna kind of look around and approach the door and kind of like crack it open slightly and kind of like peek out, see if I can see anybody.
As you peek out, you see a dark-skinned man wearing a cloth mask over his face. He has a red dot right in the center of his forehead. He's wearing a very, very nice suit. And he says, I am looking for Dr. Tilly Bates and Goodman. Just a moment here. There it is. Goodman Blake. They are in violation of their contract, and they need to return with me to their workplace.
Contract?
Yes. They need to finish out the terms of their contract with Hellstrom Industries.
I'm going to kind of like look over my shoulder at Tilly and Goodman and kind of like this. The look is, that darting eyes, like, what the fuck kind of deal at them.
Ellinger speaks up. I believe if he has a valid contract with you folks, you would be best not to anger Dr. Hellstrom or his company. However, Sir, if you could give us a moment so they could gather their belongings. And the gentleman outside the door nods once. And as you're looking out, you notice he's got several very angry looking gentlemen with him. All of them have 6 shooters on their hips. A couple of them have rifles. A couple of them have shotguns.
Half a dozen or more people.
Yeah, half a dozen or more. And you can vaguely hear what sounds like the whistling of a steam engine coming from somewhere nearby inside the building.
Ooh. And I'm going to kind of, like, as I'm looking around, and be like, they'll be right with you, and I'll shut the door
Okay.
and kind of walk back to them. And you guys have a contract with Hellstrom?
They both nod, and I'm not going to try and role play them because I cannot do either of them justice. But Blake and Tilly both admit that yes, they do have contracts, and they thought it was over when they reached Los Angeles, but apparently not. If Hellstrom's, I cannot remember. It's Hellstrom's right-hand man. Let me go to...
We don't need the name right now. It's just that guy.
Yeah, he's an Indian, as in from India, not a Native American. Mr. Hahnemann. And if he's showing up, then it's serious business, and odds are those are automatons making the steam noises downstairs.
Yep.
Yeah, and we saw what happened when those things go angry.
And they quickly gather their belongings. I don't think either of them had anything. Let me double check their inventories that they would need to.
Story pertinent.
Yeah. Doc Tilly doesn't have anything story pertinent. Let me check. Neither does Goodman. So they quickly gather up their belongings, say quick farewells, and give me a notice check. Cole? And I will make one for Mr. Ellinger. Or Mr. Dillinger. All right, so you got a 5. He gets a D8, and he has a wild card. So he just the right angle on the light to not be able to read it. He got a 7. You notice that calico cat doesn't get up and follow him out the door. It just kind of curls up right underneath Dillinger.
I know Daisy doesn't know about the cat yet, but Daisy is so excited about the cat.
And as they make their way off and the door closes and you hear the whole large conglomeration of people leave, Dillinger looks over and says, well, I hope that between myself and Captain Smythe and you and your compatriots, we're able to continue on.
I would hope so as well.
Hopefully we do not bite off more than we can chew. Oh, and you notice he looks down and you look down as well, and the cat is just kind of rubbing up against him. Ah, I did not expect to see a cat here in Shanfan. Normally they end up in someone's stew pot.
I said it was following Goodman around yesterday.
Maybe it's staying for the food that we have here.
Quite possibly. I'm going to kind of like reach out at it and kind of like scritch it between the ears a little bit.
It purrs and rubs up against your hand.
Seems awfully friendly.
It must have been someone's pet. Though how it survived here, I'm not sure. The Chinese and other Southeast Asians tend to not have the same viewpoint on cats and dogs that we do.
As far as companionship goes.
Yes. I hope that someday they can take the same view of life that we have, but not everyone is enlightened as those of us who come from the old country are.
Fair enough. Well, after a moment, just trying to like piece together with Tilly and Goodman gone. So we probably should go check out this ant character that Goodman was talking about.
Indeed. I will happily escort you. And Samuel, yeah. Can you keep an eye on the shop while we're out? Yep, I can do that. And the two of you head out. And as you make your way out into the busy streets of Shanfan, and Daisy, Charles, and Captain Smythe begin their hunt for what Daisy hopes is a bear. I'm sure that Charles and Captain Smythe are hoping for something less dangerous.
I don't know about you. Bear's good eating.
It's good eating, but you are in California.
It's true.
And the most common bear in California is the grizzly.
That's a lot of food.
But as everything fades to black, that is where we'll pick up next time. And hopefully, we'll find out if this woman really is Daisy's aunt. And maybe Charles and Smythe and Daisy will find something to bring back to share, something fresh with red meat.
Hey, I'm down for poultry. I've got it listed to shoot any birds now.
There is that. Indeed, there is that. But that's where we'll pick up next time on Tales from the Deadlands.
Oh, it's good to be back.
It is so good to be back. And our action music, you guys actually heard a little bit of it. We have a deal with Ghoultown.
Yes.
If you have not heard of Ghoultown, they are for lack of a better term, a weird Western band. Check them out at ghoultown.com. You can find them on Facebook as well. We are allowed to use any of their music for our recordings, and they are more than happy to loan it out to us. So you will hear some of their music in the future.
Oh, it's so good. Drink with the Living Dead. If you listen to any song by Ghoultown, start with that one.
That is my absolute favorite of theirs.
And that was going to be my recommendation as well.
All right. Thanks for watching and or listening, everyone. And we will see you next time. Make sure that, as I've been saying of late, you keep it savage, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
This actual play podcast references the Savage Worlds game system and the Deadlands Weird West Savage setting, both of which are available from Pinnacle Entertainment Group at www.peginc.com. It is unofficial media content permitted under the Media Network Consent Agreement. This content is not managed, approved, or endorsed by Pinnacle Entertainment Group. Certain portions of the materials used are the intellectual property of Pinnacle, and all rights are reserved. Savage Worlds, all related settings, and unique characters, locations, animations, logos, and trademarks are all copyright of Pinnacle Entertainment Group. Tales from the Deadlands, Knights of the Smith Dinner Table, and all of its logos are property of Knightsmith Games, LLC. For more information, head to www.knightsofthesmithdinnertable.com.